Password. All right, I'm ready.
Oh my god.
Mm.
Oh fucking thank God. Alright, so we're live. I didn't do the intro, you guys, because I just want to make sure this is for real. I'm tired of getting my fucking cucked on this. I want this shit to work. I want to know that it works before I get too invested. So we're gonna sit here for 5 minutes in complete silence until this shit works. Y'all heard of a moment of silence? Let's give 5 consecutive uninterrupted minutes of silence.
We now have a moment of silence for whatever the fuck's going on for for straightforward streaming. Now let's bow our heads and go ahead.
This shit is ridiculous.
I wonder what the hell's going on. That
Shit
is
is
really weird
insane.
though. Because like it could just be a me thing, but then that
It's not
doesn't really
you.
make
It's not
sense.
you. It can't be you.
Yeah.
Shit is. I can stream
No.
an entire ass game. I have my shit not crash.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I try to share a screen with you, a clip, anything, my computer wants to shit the bed. And that's not acceptable. My computer needs to hold its shit in. Like it didn't just have Chipotle half an hour ago.
My God, no. Yo. I would die.
My computer
No,
needs to
I
start
wouldn't. I
behaving
wouldn't.
like a fucking adult and do its job and stop complaining about everything.
Everything's so unfair.
Yeah,
You,
fuck you.
you I don't even get a good working grades.
Fuck
He just
you.
plugs me
Fuck
in and expects me to
Venom.
do everything.
Fuck your little computer friends. All y'all are fake. You realize
Fuck
this?
your keyboard. Fuck your mouse. Fuck
You
your
were
monitor.
designed to serve me.
Your toys. You're made to be played with. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
You're
I want to
made to do
fucking
my
hear it.
bidding.
If you're unhappy as a computer, that's on you.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have been made that. Maybe you should have thought of that before that's how you got made to be.
Shoot, I'm made with higher specs. Yeah. But I have no control over that. You should have told the manufacturer, hey, I'm not done yet. Upgrade me.
Okay. Now we're getting somewhere.
Hey,
3 minutes in, we haven't crashed.
3 of them.
All right,
Crazy.
I think we can run the show.
Oh,
Let's do it. Here goes nothing.
Here goes nothing. Everything that's happening at the same time. Think about it at night. Let it keep you up awake at night, just like we stay up. We don't sleep. Vampires, we don't, but we're eventually gonna die of like malnutrition or something. Or Marshala Ali's gonna get us eventually.
Oh yeah, Blade.
Yeah.
That's funny you mentioned him. Yesterday, technically it's yesterday. I listened to a podcast called Scott Hasn't Seen. I'm subscribed to cbbworld.com, the Comedy Bang Bang Extra podcast catalog. And on Scott Hasn't Seen, they are covering Oscar winning films, one of which that the host had not seen was Green Book. And I'd never seen Green Book, but I listened to an entire podcast of them breaking it down and explaining the plot and, describing their thoughts on the movie. And to me, it sounds like a hot mess. And
That's
it's like, why
accurate.
was he even in that?
Yeah. I mean, he probably thought that it, or his manager or whatever probably thought it was going to be like a good movie. I don't know
Mm-hmm.
who his manager is, but
But then it
I have
wins an
uh
Oscar, right?
did he from that
He
movie?
won. He won an Oscar for that. Yeah.
Ooh. I mean, he was good. He did good, you know what I'm saying?
So
The
you saw it.
movie,
What did you think of it? I've still never seen this.
I saw it. You met Angie. So
Yeah,
this
yeah.
was when I first met Angie, and there's a dude named Charlie around, and they got like movies from Dollar Tree, and I guess they had it at Dollar Tree, the Green Book.
Green Book
Yeah,
at
that's where
Dollar
they go to
Tree.
other movies. But they were watching one. I popped up because I used to be there all the time. I popped up, and that's what was on, and I was like, oh, okay. So like,
What the fuck?
yeah,
That's a
that's
quick turnaround on a movie. It
I
goes from
mean,
winning an Oscar to Dollar General clearance
don't sleep on the
section.
tree. This was before it was $1.25 too. It was just a dollar. I
Uh
mean,
huh.
$1.05 with tax.
God damn.
Don't sleep on the tree.
Ugh.
Nah, but it was how do I explain it? Like it was a mess, but it was like it was straight. Like the acting was good, but like the movie itself was just like, mm, you know,
Yeah.
mm.
Like they were saying it's directed by the Dumb and Dumber directors,
Oh, oh, oh. That because that makes sense, right?
and the movie was supposed to be a comedy.
Oh, oh.
And somewhere along the way, they just stopped making jokes.
I honestly, given the premise of the movie,
Mm-hmm.
I don't see where comedy could like I could see where comedy could be inserted, but I don't see where comedy could be inserted. You know what I'm saying?
Well, it was supposed to be like an odd couple, like like ribbing each other the whole way, like an "Are we there yet?" road trip situation with some racial
Mm.
tension because it's based on a real like friendship between two real people, and the comedy was in like just their antics, and then it would have some serious undertones of like here it's during segregation, so but then like I said, somewhere along the way they just like ripped out all the jokes and then tried to make it serious, but then in doing that they put it through the lens of the Italian guy for the whole movie, who's like the least interesting motherfucker in the movie. His whole deal, it sounded like, it was that he just wasn't in the mob, and that was his only distinguishing fact. He still beat the shit out of people. He still like started fights and shit, and he still was out there calling people moulignons and shit, like Sopranos style, which is basically just the N word for Italians. They call people eggplants. They call black people eggplants in Italian.
Yeah.
And yeah, that was his whole virtue. Oh, and then he had to teach Doctor whatever the fuck how to be black by eating KFC. And then they dissected this in the podcast, right? They were like, okay, so the whole thing, they pull over and get KFC because Mahershala Ali had never had KFC before, but then he doesn't know how to eat it. That's cap. That's a lie. Sure, you haven't tried something. Sure, you haven't tried fried chicken in your whole life. But I'll be damned if you haven't had chicken of some kind that you don't know how to eat it. You know,
You're
I
not gonna be
don't
like,
know. What is
what's
this, a
this
bone?
spectacle? What do I do with this?
What kind of meat section is this? Where do I
Where's
even
this?
begin? Just because it's fried? No, unacceptable. So that was a continuity error from the jump. No, I'm excited to see it just to go through it, just to see where everything went wrong.
Check out your local Dollar Tree. They probably got it.
Exactly. I'm gonna go to the Dollar Tree and see if that shit's 50 cents by now. I'm sure it's only depreciating in value.
Not with this economy.
Oh
It's
yeah,
probably
with inflation, maybe it went up. Maybe it's 101.
it's 250 now.
Yeah, it's full price at Dollar Tree. It's a $60 movie at Dollar Tree for like the standard Blu-ray. Don't even think about it. I was just talking today at this party, at Bryce's birthday party, about how hard copies of games will go up in value, because we were talking about how old consoles go up in value. And I was saying, well, you know, hard copies of not just any games, but of Nintendo games will definitely go up in value. So if you have like your old DS cartridges and shit, and your, 3DS, all that shit, Wii U, whatever, keep that shit, because what happens is Nintendo, because they know what they're doing too well, they just discontinue the shit out of everything. Where like, okay, we're in a digital era, whatever, but as soon as like the 3DS Nintendo eShop is shutting down, like I think within like the month, so they're done with downloading shit of any kind. So now it's just like whatever you have is what you have. If you didn't get that shit, it's bye-bye. And if you have a hard copy, good for you, because now you can share that across all different devices,
Think of that.
But that's how these games stay appreciating in value all these years later, is because they might, like, chances of them porting every single game over for like digital download later down the line are slim. And they know that by only producing a finite amount of copies of a game or of a console or whatever, and then knowing that everybody knows that it's going to get discontinued and there's going to be no other way to play it in like 5 years, they know that people are going to be more likely to buy their shit when it comes out and hold on to it. And it's got more of like a collector's item value than other consoles. Like Xbox, nobody gives a shit about Xbox games. If you have like an original Xbox disc right now, nobody could give less of a shit about that, because that game, 9 times out of 10, that game exists on Xbox Game Pass right now, that you can download on any one of your you can download that shit on your Xbox 360 online right now. You could download it on your Xbox One, your Xbox Series X, whatever, and you can play that same game from now until the end of time. But Nintendo's like, oh, Pokemon Platinum? Should have had that cartridge. I don't know what to tell you. You can bootleg that shit. It's going to look bad. The music's going to be different. And you're going to hate yourself that you didn't buy that copy that we sold. We told you to buy it when it was hot, when the pancakes were fresh. Now they're cold. And there's also a raccoon on the table who's eating your pancakes in front of your face because you didn't buy our copy when you should have. And you don't get to enjoy these anymore. The syrup's all crusty now. It's crusty because you let Grandma have her way with it.
It's also leaking off the plate.
It's leaking all over the table. We gave you the worst booth at this diner because you had the nerve to not buy our game when we sold it. When we only sold 5 million copies. You didn't buy a single one, and that's on you. So you think about that next time you don't buy all of our things. Think long and hard about that. The next time you don't buy our Metroid Prime Collector's Edition arm cannon with game included. So that's the first and last time you'll ever see that thing in your life, was when you went to Target and your mom didn't fork over $150 then and there. You will never see that shit again in your life.
Hold it against her, resent her.
Get on eBay in 2 years and spend double if you'd like, but that's on you. It's the price of doing business.
My boy.
Fork it over. That's not even going to us. That's going to Jim Bob and his trailer, because he had the smarts to waste his life collecting some shit that only 12-year-olds and for some reason 46-year-olds still buy in mass. So,
oh my god,
he's making a killing in that double wide trailer on those cinder blocks.
It's a mass murder.
Mm-hmm. So,
oh my gosh,
save all that shit. If you have a Game Boy cartridge, forget it. Hold on to that shit. They have these new libraries, with on the eShop, where it's like the classic NES games, that you can play if you're subscribed to the Nintendo online service, you know what I mean? But it's not the same as having a copy, because again, that shit is there and gone in a matter of who knows when. Any moment they could just decide this doesn't exist anymore. This library, this streaming library that we introduced, we don't like it anymore. You know why we don't like it? Because it's making the value of our product go down.
Ooh.
We realize you enjoy it too much, and then it makes too much sense.
We're not here for your happiness. We're here for the money.
We're here to make you realize that you're happier with less.
We're here to take advantage of your happiness, not create it.
Yeah. We're here to help you understand that you're not allowed to be happy.
We're manipulators, we're not here to help you. We're here to manipulate you.
As a kids' toy company, we're here to crush everything that you love before your very eyes. Because we can do that. That's why we made Chris Pratt Mario. Because we want to spit on in your open mouth without your consent. When you open your mouth to object, we're going to hawk a nice fat loogie in there and just rub it in. If you even think about saying anything about Anna Taylor-Joy's Peach, we're going to shit directly into your nostrils and just shove it in there. You're going to get sepsis of the brain. When our Nintendo shit gets stuffed so far up your nasal cavity, your nasal passage,
you'll never.
And good luck recovering.
You'll smell it for fucking eons.
And on your deathbed, when your last request, when you make a wish, is to get the first new Super Mario Bros. For DS. That game that you played for 5 years because your mom only bought you that one game on that one DS. When your request is just to get to relive that joyous time of your life where you could escape into Mario's world.
Not getting it.
You're not fucking getting it because you should have kept that shit. You shouldn't have let your mom pawn that shit off for meth. Dumbass. What were you thinking? Should have stopped her. Should have shot her like that one kid went and shot his teacher because she said no or some shit. Like that kid in Maryland. You should have shot your mother in the face, point blank, and killed her like that kid killed his teacher. recently. That shit's insane. You know why it's insane? Because he knows what the fuck he's doing. He knows how to get what he wants and keep it. The kid's a genius. And you're not. You fucking loser. Die. I hope you die of that brain cancer we gave you with our shit. Fucking dumbass.
You're too weak. If you can't.
You're telling me you didn't buy a glass case to store all of our memorabilia in perpetuity? You didn't have the foresight to open a museum in your basement for all our products? You didn't think to store the Wii Fit board? A novelty item that you'll never use again in your life on any other console in any other capacity? I don't know what to tell you. That shit's worth $20,000 now. The year is 2035. You could buy a new Tesla with that. Because newsflash, in 2035, Teslas are like the fucking... Teslas are like the... what are those little Chryslers? Those ugly, disgusting...
What, the boxes or...
No, not like Chrysler fucking... The things that look like a little V-shaped, disgusting two-door thing. What the fuck are those called?
Son, I would never get in those. You're instant death, boy. Look, actually, matter of fact, it's like, let me stop. Look, if you see me in one of those, I have a death wish. I do. And just take me. Just take me.
I have to fucking find the name of this car. It's going to kill me.
Oh, my God. Oh, shit. And if you see someone in the passenger side, hit their side. Because I'm driving around acting like I'm lost, but really I'm hoping that somebody hits us. I'm running red lights.
Yeah, the PT Cruiser. Chrysler, Tesla will be the PT Cruiser equivalent
Oh my God.
of an electric vehicle in the year 2035. It's going to be an eyesore, and no one's going
to... No more Tessies,
yeah.
as you call them.
Tessies. No more Tessa Thompsons. Yeah. That's what I call mine. My Tessa Thompson.
That's actually a good name. I love her. She's... It's a little long, but like it's straight. Yeah.
You know, for a nickname. Yeah, sure. It's got some length. A little bit of girth, maybe. But she's hung, you know. So you gotta give it to her. She's got BDE, Tessa.
You gotta be decent.
She's a bad bitch.
So you know what I'm saying.
She's got it going on.
Yeah. Like Stacy's mom.
Just like Stacy's mom. Speaking of Stacy's mom, we're gonna see Tracy Morgan on Sunday. Oh, look at that! What a transition. How you feeling about that?
I'm excited. You know, starting to immerse in the world of living my life. I don't want to just exist. I want to live. What's that mean? It means I'm going to shows and shit. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm out here doing.
And that's what I love about comedy shows is that they're so affordable.
Yeah.
It's not for nothing. It's because it's like the trashiest art form there is. There's all this talk about like COVID coming from a lab, okay, or it may have been zoological. You know, it started in a comedy club when two fat, racially ambiguous women started making out at the crotch under a table, eating mozzarella sticks, fingering their faces with mozzarella sticks, and kissing each other via clitoris. That was where COVID was birthed. That was COVID's inception.
That like a baby. It cried.
Wait! Shut the fuck up! Where does baby come from?
Lost that motherfucker. Yo, fuck this shit, bro.
Get lost. and that baby went out in the world to accomplish, what was it, over 1 million American deaths? What a villain origin story, if I've ever seen one.
God. All I want is someone to accept me. Do you want me? I gotta get rid of this shit. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, why?
This baby got me coughing and shit.
I finally saw like a casual COVID medicine commercial. I think it was called like uh flu Fluvlovid or some shit.
Puflovid.
Plovid or some shit. If it's COVID, I get Plovid, and they already got the casual ass commercials.
They got the theme song and the catchphrase and the people frolicking in the meadow.
Oh, side effects. You'll fucking this is literally what one of the side effects was. You'll have what's the shit you'll have when you're frozen at night, but you'll be like hallucinating while you got
sleep paralysis.
Sleep paralysis and hallucinations. So you're like stuck in bed and you're seeing shit, son. Because it's one thing where you got sleep paralysis and you like something's on your chest, but now you like seeing like fucking. You're probably not seeing like Bugs Bunny and shit. Like you're probably seeing some shit.
Yeah, probably not. You're probably seeing your parents' death replay over and over again on an infinite loop, thinking about how you could have stopped your father from walking in front of that subway, and from your mother subsequently eating the barrel of a shotgun as a result. You're thinking methodically of how you should have been there to stop both of these instances. Stopping both of these incidents from ever occurring, thus unraveling in the most ungodly Rube Goldberg machine you could have ever conceived of.
The mental trauma, the torture, the literal torture. Oh shit. People are gonna be like fucked up, boy. Oh my god.
Try Puflovid. Try Puflovid today. Do you like
trying to get fucked up? Let's get gnarly.
Have you had COVID within the past 24 hours? Well, I have a solution. Try Puflovid today. And while you're at it, I hope you enjoy rigor mortis. I hope after you have an aneurysm in your sleep that you enjoy the sensation of your body seizing.
They slowed down with the side effects. They used to be like side effects.
Yeah.
And you
they just don't give a shit anymore. People are like, put that in my anus. Please probe me with that shit.
I don't care.
Get it into the bloodstream ASAP.
YOLO. You only live once, my guy.
That's what it. The side effects are part of the sales pitch.
Sounds hallucinations.
They are sleep paralysis. Sign me up.
I take perks anyway.
I love when my man paralyzed me.
I don't know if perks make you hallucinate. I don't
do
drugs. I'm perk free.
My man can't even get hard. I need someone to come in here and paralyze me. You saying that my COVID medicine can do that? It can hit my G spot and my P spot? Why didn't be paralyzed in the bed? Knock the fuck out, please. Sign me the fuck up.
Oh shit. You take it, you're like, oh yeah, I'm about to.
You telling me this is gonna solve my cold and my marital problems? I hear paralyzed. That sounds like a good time to me. That sounds like, damn. I have not been paralyzed
since
in a minute.
Why'd I make them sound so old? 1992.
Yeah.
Fuck it, they are old. We're old. You're old, son.
That's what it is too. I mean, that's an ad for old people. Do you have COVID? Are you
Have you had COVID in the last 36 months?
are you old as hell with COVID? Well, this is your only option. So we're going to read the side effects as slowly as possible because we know you have no other options.
Take you a minute.
Yeah.
Side
So just take it
effects.
in. Get a warm glass of water. Wash it down.
Spontaneous combustion.
Spontaneous combustion. Spontaneous aneurysms may occur post ingestion of our
collapsing rectum. And then what's the other one called? Because it's like two. The rectum's the one we have control of, and then there's like another one we don't have control of. I think that's right.
The rectum?
Yeah. That's the one we have control of. No, one's a sphincter.
The sphincter. So the sphincter we can control. The sphincter is like the ring.
Don't have control of.
The sphincter is where all the action's at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because one, if we didn't have control, one, we don't have control. If we didn't have control of the other, we just like shit ourselves all the time. It would just fall out.
No, the sphincter is that muscle.
Yeah, that's the one we do control, right? Yeah, your sphincter's gonna collapse, son. Your shit's just out. You're just, when you got a shit, you're just falling out.
A couple years in the future. Before Teslas fall out of style, just before then.
Oh my god,
it's gonna be all the rage. I mean, we know, we've seen twerking. Now here comes sphincter tightening. It's gonna be all the rage.
Wait till the Tesla commercials got like twerking in the fucking car commercials.
No, I'm saying the next dance craze, it's gonna be spread ass, making like it's gonna be the craziest. It's gonna be doing to like a trap beat.
You're like connecting them like a kiss.
Yeah. Kiss your sphincters, ladies.
You gotta start stretching so you can really like.
Yeah. You gotta gape, of course, for the camera. There's no other way. There's no two ways about it.
No other way about it.
Gape or go home. I always say.
Wash your ass before you go to the club, damn it.
I mean, you don't have to prolapse, please. Let's have some class, but at least gape. At least open up for the camera.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So just imagine Cardi B's granddaughter, in honor of her grandmother. I take it to another level. I'm gonna get out here and show you what my ass can do. I don't know what she says. Oh, she says, "Oh,
yeah.
What my ass can do."
Cardi B funny.
Can you gape your ass like this, Grandma? That's what I thought. That's what I thought, Grandma. Ain't got nothing on my sphincter. You ain't got shit on my sphincter. I keep my shit clean.
Yo, stop. Back in my day.
Y'all thought WAP was nasty?
Oh shit! Oh my god! Cardi B's granddaughter makes a song about.
She got was.
Oh my god!
My wet ass sphincter on full display.
Oh my god!
I can make my shit speak.
It speaks 7 languages.
7 languages.
And sign language.
Sphincterese.
Oh shit! Oh my god! I don't know how it learned these languages because I only speak 2, but you know it is what it is.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Listening to what's the shit? What's the shit? the people use to learn languages? Like, so is it an A?
Hey, I know
I may be wrong.
Duolingo.
No, what's the other shit?
There's Babbel.
Oh, it's another one. It's like a big one.
A big
It
one.
might start with an R.
Babbel is like the big one I think of. I've just listened to too many
Oh,
podcasts.
it's like a different one. I don't fucking know.
I don't know either.
Hey, we're being sponsored by Babbel, so like, fuck it,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying?
We better be.
Where's my fucking money, Babbel? I'm gonna be at your doorstep.
Somebody better fucking pay me for all this. Are you kidding me?
Today, tomorrow. You know what it is. I'm gonna be there. I think it's safe. It's not safe. It's never safe.
Exactly. Well, we know why this didn't crash. It's because I'm not sharing a screen with you. As soon as I share a screen, everything fucking crashes and burns. Whoop-de-doo. I don't know what the fuck's the problem. I fixed it. I downloaded the driver updates. I did everything in my power to fix this, and then it went back to like I never fixed it. It went back to the way it was before. And that, you know what that does to me? That makes me believe that there is a God. And I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I believe there is a God now. Because he's punishing me. He is punishing me. He's exalting his wrath upon me.
I get it.
Such that I may understand that I'm a sinner and that I am unfit and unworthy of a good life and good things. And then no amount of money and no amount of time spent acquiring resources and equipment, what have you, no amount of that will ever get me any closer to what I want. If he has shit to do with it.
Honestly, I think God's probably a woman, because she doesn't. That's why she doesn't want us to be happy. It just makes more sense to me.
I don't stand by that.
You said I don't stand by it.
I don't stand by that. Maybe a certain type of woman.
You say what?
Maybe a certain type of woman.
Yeah.
I would never sit here and imply. Listen, I would never sit here and imply that all women.
I just said A. We could get into specifics. Maybe we won't. Maybe we will. You know what I'm saying? But in my experience, that's usually who doesn't want me to be happy.
I think that God, frankly, I'm upset that you would take it there. I think that God is non-binary.
I also said that God was a woman, so it's like you gotta take your wins.
I think that God is non-binary, and I think that
was my third dot.
I think that God is reflected by our icon Sam Brinton. I think that that's a lot. If God had a corporeal form,
so
they would assume that of Sam.
So God steals clothes and leaves them in the
hotel. Because God does what God wants, you know, and slays while doing it, and looks bomb AF doing it.
You know something that I really think though. So apparently, I've never read the Bible, but apparently the devil looks like really good or some shit.
Yeah.
So you know the people, and they just look good. You don't know if they're like you don't know what they are, but they just look good. That's probably what the devil is. You know what I'm saying?
All that is because good-looking people want after nothing. They have had all the sex there is to have with all the people there is to have it with. You know, like they walk down the street and people just about kneel at their feet, you know, bow to them. All without doing it, all without saying it, you know. You know, like the C's part for these people.
Oh my God.
For the Brad Pitts and the, you know.
In the dare I say Leonardo DiCaprio's.
Sure, maybe at one point.
He said,
now he has to trick 18-year-old girls into believing he's still attractive.
I thought he was
intellectually.
at least doing 20.
I mean,
Oh my God. I don't know. I don't know what he's doing. Cause I'm like myself, I don't see any interest with anyone that's under, for real, I want to say 25, maybe 24 to give leeway. I don't see any interest in anybody younger than that.
uh,
I could never see it.
yeah. Well, it wasn't the other day. It was a while ago now. It was the day. It was the day I found out I had my first open mic slot. I broke down and I went to confront my ex in public. And I did it very classy. I dressed up in a full suit. I had a vest on. I had a pink shirt. I had a gold tie clip, everything. Oxford's on. And they let me right into his church because I looked like I belonged there. It's like the last 5 minutes of the sermon, whatever. It's all in Spanish. I'm just kind of nodding along, like, where it makes sense to. People are falling out, sweating. It smells awful in there. There was no AC. It's like a pigsty. These people, they're disgusting. I'm not going to say all Puerto Ricans are disgusting, but the Pentecostal ones are filthy. Degenerate
You're Puerto
people.
Rican anyway, so like we're good.
Oh yeah, basically. I'm George Santos.
You said Romeo Santos?
So I'm George Santos, or whatever the fucking guy's name is. A fucking Republican congressperson who's like a drag queen.
For real?
The one that lies about everything? Yeah. That's me.
I mean, they all lie about
No, but the one that's like a flagrant liar. Who's like, we donated to this charity, and it turns out he never did, and he actually stole money from a ton of people.
Hey, vote for me when I'm running for shit.
Yeah.
Like,
so we clowned on Sam Brinton. Next time we can share video, we'll clown on George Santos, because that's even crazier than the non-binary person stealing luggage. It's even crazier. This is a Republican. This is an openly gay Republican congressperson, right?
They look at Cook. He's in the club. He be hanging with him.
But he lies about everything. Yeah, it's insane. Like, but provable lies. Like the way Sam lied and said that they never stole somebody's luggage, but then it's on camera. George Santos does that 5 times a day for breakfast. He starts off his day right with five confirmable straight up lies.
Oh my God.
So we'll get into that for sure. But no, I want to finish this because this is a big thing for me. You said something about the devil, and I was in this church after it was all done. I was only in there for maybe 5 minutes. They finished up. He saw me. He kind of recoiled into his seat because he's playing piano up on the little stage in this filthy, disgusting building in a strip mall. It's like they took a Goodwill and they took all the clothes out but left all the smells in there. And then they took the AC out as well. And they actually said, let's pump 12 heaters in here, get everyone nice and sweaty. Every fucking person, no matter how fat, they all had sweat under their arms. They all had sweat, just flop sweat pouring off of them, everyone. All their nasty ass makeup. It's a mess. And they're all falling out. His dad's touching everyone on their head, and they're falling out one by one. It's like in Spanish, though. It's fucking disgusting. these people that are so low in their lives that this is what they need. They need somebody. They're so chaste that they need some fat married man to touch them with his open palm on their forehead to make them feel something in their vagina at all. In front of a room full of sweaty hogs, people, swine. Anyways, I really loved the service, if you couldn't tell. And at the end, when I walked in like I said, they let me right in. They were like, "Oh, sir, you belong here. You're in a nice ass suit. You look Mexican enough. Where have you been?" Like I said, he saw me. He recoiled into himself. He kind of did one of these, like looking for the exits. And I walked up there, past all these little kids and everything. I'm like, "Hi, everybody. Hi. Excuse me. Perdóname. Excuse me." And I get up to him, and he's pretending like he can't see me. He's talking to the guy next to him. And when that conversation ends, I interject, "Can I get you lunch? Can we just sit and talk? That's all I want to do is talk. We can stay in here. We don't have to leave. All I want to do is talk." He's like, "I don't want to talk to you." And I said, "I just, like I said, we don't have to even leave here. You can do it in front of all these people. I just want to speak to you and get closure." And he's like, "I just told you I don't want to talk to you." But he's doing it like he's disgusted with me. He's like, "I just told you I don't want to talk to you. So you need to leave or I'm going to call the police." And then I looked him up and down and I was like, "You're not even the same person anymore. Just forget it." And at this point, there's a bunch of people surrounding me like I'm armed or something. And I'm like, I have my hands on him. Like, all I want to do is talk to him. He doesn't want to talk. And so I just leave. On my way out, I said, I'm sorry. I turned around and said I'm sorry to him. Not that he cared or was listening. And then I left. And then on my way out, I was going back to this bar that I was sitting at, waiting to go in the first place. So I was going back to that bar. On my way over there, his dad yelled for me. He came out and yelled down the sidewalk. He said, "Hey, can I talk to you for a second?" And I was like, "Sure." So I turned around and walked back and talked to him. He's like, "I don't really know what's going on. I have a little bit of an idea." And I was like, "Yeah, we've never met before. But, it's a pleasure getting to meet you anyway, even under these circumstances. But I just want to say, you'll never see or hear from me again. I just wanted to come and apologize for the way I've been acting. It's uncharacteristic and I'm ashamed." And he's like, "Again, I don't really know what's going on. I don't need to know. But in situations like these, I think it's really important to get God involved. So do you have Jesus Christ in your life?" And at this point, I'm just like, "Sure, no, I don't. Yeah, it's not a big deal." And he's like, "Well, can I ask permission to pray for you?" This is his father, right? The head pastor of this church or whatever. He's putting on all the fucking... She's got his two little henchmen with him, left and right. His little deacon people. And so it's like a 3-on-1 conversation. And I'm like, "Sure, you can, if it'll make you feel better, go for it." And it's like, okay. I didn't realize that meant he was going to pray for me then and there on the spot. So he reaches out and he puts his hand on me, on like my shoulder. And then the fucking two, thing 1 and thing 2, they were so short too. It was hilarious. They come around the back of me and they're in like a triangle around me. And his dad got his hand on my shoulder. "Jesus Christ, I'd like to reach out to you and say that, we know this is a difficult time for what's your name, Christian? It's a difficult time for Christian. He's going through some things right now. But as he's saying like the typical bullshit, these other two are like saying some kind of fucking, they're having like a seance in Spanish at different times. It's not synced up either. So they're like, enchilada, and they're just like going and going and going. And it's like a fever dream. I understand why these ladies get so wet. It was like, if this is what it takes, of course, have 3 guys surround you, each one shorter than the next and fatter still. But the way they whisper in different languages, sign me up. Shit.
Yeah. Son, I used to say that shit. I used to be like, yo, these pastors are like pimps or some shit.
No, for real.
Like, they got women screaming and dancing and jumping and running around.
Hey, look at shit. Teresa. You see the blood of Christ going through her?
Look, boy,
he come in and out of her into the sky and come down into her chest. Look at her breasts, filled with the blood of the Lamb and Christ, our God in glory above. Look at her supple teeth that he bestow upon her in this moment of vulnerability and sanctitude. I pray to the Lord Jesus Christ that you all feel this course through your veins and your clitoris and your breasts, the way Teresa is splayed on the ground. She's ready to accept Christ wholly into her vagina, to be impregnated as Mary was with the baby Jesus. Amen. You know,
baby Jesus.
And I'm serious, there's placenta everywhere. These women are just giving birth. Immaculate conceived births are just going on in this room before me, and I'm like, this is this is foul. So y'all need to calm down. I'm about to throw up. That's what I was so nervous about. I wasn't even nervous to really speak to him. I was nervous I was just gonna vomit between the smell.
Ew. I do remember one time you told me that you don't deal with like you throwing up this shit well.
No. I'm like, this shit smells disgusting. If I didn't look so nice, if I didn't wear nice clothes to this, I would have lost my damn lunch in that room all over myself.
Yeah.
And then he would have got me on like chemical warfare or some shit.
Oh, fuck. Oh, shit.
But in all seriousness, he does that, and then after, he shakes my hand or whatever, and I was like I said, this is over. Thank you, I appreciate it. Pleasure finally getting to meet you. And then I went to this bar, and this is what I was getting at. I went back to this bar, and I'm sitting there, and there's this guy at the bar who was trying to talk to me before I even went over to the church. Like I said, I sat down there, I ordered some food, so I thought I was going to be there for a while. I was trying to get there when the service was over, and I thought it was over, and when I did walk over, it wasn't. So I walked in on, like I said, on like the last 3 or 5 minutes of it, when people are like at the peak insanity, like the sweat levels are high. Yeah, like people are rolling around, whatever the fuck, they're doing. They're all touching each other. And then I go back to this bar after he prays for me, and there's this guy still there who was trying to talk to me, but he didn't speak any English. He was from like Bolivia. So he had his translator out, but he was so fucking drunk. It was like this kid. He was like my age, maybe like a year older than me. He's a skinny little twink, fucking Bolivian kid. All fucking bony and shit. And I'm like, how fucking... Jesus, how many of these beers deep are you? It's like, you're made of these. The way he was speaking, he was like slurring his words. I don't even speak Spanish. I can tell he was like, in a way, intoxicated.
What if he spoke English when he was sober?
Maybe, right? I'm like, but it was to the point where I was like, oh, geez, like he's not going to make it home today. This might be an overnight situation. And I had just gone from a church service, so it was early in the morning. This guy was like, at maybe it was like 1 in the afternoon. This guy was already like 12 deep.
He's going through things.
So, but he kept trying to talk to me. And this other guy came up, and I thought these guys knew each other because this other guy came up to me, like, and tried to interpret for the other dude. And I was like, "You don't know each other?" He's like, "No, I don't know him." And he had like broken English, so I'm trying to like decipher what this guy's trying to interpret. It's a whole thing. They're both drunk as fuck. And after like 30 minutes, they're just trying to like interpret and figuring out what the fuck this guy felt so compelled to interpret for me. I realized that he was trying to say, like, is this guy bothering you? Because all he keeps saying is that you look like the devil. That you look like Satan. Because I was dressed so nicely, and I walked into this like saloon, like this Mexican, or it was like in El Salvadorian restaurant, but it was like, you know, like the swinging door saloon type situation. You walk in there and sit down at the bar. That's exactly what I did, and I got like a beer and sat there. And I sat next to this drunk dude, and all he kept thinking was that, like, oh shit, like the fucking death is here. He's gonna fucking kill us all. Because the way I looked fly as hell. I'm not gonna lie. I had a whole ass suit on and a vest, everything.
Oh.
And I had like the gold trim.
If you are the devil and you got powers and you didn't use them to my advantage, we need to have a talk. Because you know I have a list. And if you had the ability to fulfill said list and did not, we need to have a talk. I'm outraged. I'm fucking outraged. This is unacceptable.
No, I was like, well, that's funny that he would think that in the context of me going to a church and all that. But then the craziest thing about that day was on the drive back home from there. I was waiting at a light. It was maybe like 5 minutes after getting in my car and driving. I was waiting at a light in Woodbridge. I was behind this truck. I have a picture of it on my phone because it fucking freaked me out. And I know it's not like an uncommon thing, but it was just all the context of that day and everything leading up to that. This guy's license plate that I was behind is a pickup truck. The license plate, the outside, the holder, said the words smile on the top, and then on the bottom it said God loves you. And I just remember thinking, like, that's like the most fucking cruel sign, like the most fucking cruel callback I could have thought of, because that was like the last thing he texted me, right, to break up with me, was that God loves you. And then here I am sitting behind this car for 5 minutes at this red light having to read God loves you after all this bullshit.
Fucking ex. Son of a bitch. I'm gonna go date a girl just so I could break up with her saying that shit.
Oh my God. Well, the problem with that is you would get killed, right? Any sane, reasonable person would kill you for doing some shit like that. If you weren't like in a relationship for like 4+ years, you would get, if you tried some shit like that over text, you would expect not to live for very much longer, right? But that's what a reasonable person would expect to happen.
How about if it was only 11 months? What would the repercussions be for that?
You probably lose like your dick or something, but you wouldn't die. She probably get the safety scissors ready to make it painful. She make sure they're dull first.
Holy shit! Oh yeah, because then it takes longer.
Yeah.
Damn,
it's more intimate that way.
But you could get it reattached though. What if they just snip it, grab it, and run?
Yeah.
Like throw that, flush it down the toilet or some shit. You'll never see it again.
Yeah. Like that one lady, she tried to Take that dude that Lorena Bobbitt, whatever.
Yeah.
But then he got it back, and they sewed it back on. He's got a Frankenstein schlong,
That's
hard
a
at work,
pretty interesting story.
and he does
I'm
like
sure.
porn and shit.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, because people want to see his fucked up dick. They want to see what that shit looks like. This is America, where there's a market.
I don't think I want to fuck my dick up to do porn. I think I tried
You'll be
without.
one of,
But then it
well,
doesn't
yeah.
work.
Now people do it because they enjoy that shit. That's just like what that guy did. That's capitalizing on a shitty circumstance. That's saying, hey, I recognize there's a 69-year-old man in his mother's basement that really wants to see what this looks like, and he's willing to pay top dollar. He's willing to pay more money than it would take to get out of his mother's basement, but because he loves the degradation of living there in the first place, such that he is the type of person to want to see my deformed dick and imagine that it's his own, he's willing to pay me somewhere in the 5 to 6 figure range to see it a handful of times.
He's like,
I hope I painted an accurate picture for you all of our country and its fucking filth.
cue the national anthem.
Yeah. God damn.
Oh shit! I'm fucking dead.
Anyways, all that, I mean, the fact that he would do that and think that that's okay, it just goes to show that he's not like a good person, you know, like, or he's not right in the head. Like, when people think that that's like acceptable social skills, like that's how you treat a person who, you know,
Yeah.
you supposedly cared about or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like not.
But especially someone that you like. There's so many layers to that. So many layers to that.
I mean, you fucking met him. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Ooh.
I'm losing someone tomorrow. I say losing. I'm so fucking dramatic.
I was like, what?
Today, Matt is moving. Right, so
Oh.
that's why I'm leaving.
Yeah.
That's why I'm leaving right after this to go back to his place so that I can get up with him tomorrow or later this morning. It's fucking 2 a.m. So I can get up with him and help him and his mom load up all his stuff to move. And then he's gone. He's gone forever.
He said forever. I'm fucking dead.
I'm not playing. Like, he's fucking moving. So
it's like
it's sad.
An hour or two away?
Yeah, it's like 4 hours away. But we're not doing long distance. I get it.
Yeah.
And it's just sad. Sad to have somebody so cool, you know, somebody that I really love. And it's sad to have to see them off. But it is what it is. I wouldn't have it any other way. I wouldn't have it done any other way. This is easily the most amicable, like, straightforward departure breakup situation that I've ever gone through. And I'm really grateful to go through it because I've seen every end of the spectrum now, for the most part. I've seen up to he who shall not be named. I'll just call him Little Bitch. Up to Little Bitch. What it was is I would break up with people and they would like lose their mind or whatever. All the guys. The girls I'd break up with, they would just kind of be like, what? And then they would move on like human beings. Because we were cool. We were friends. We would stay friends. But all the guys, it would be like a whole thing. Like one of them straight up stalked me. Like drove by my house and shit. And, you know.
That's why I don't know where I live. that shit right there.
Stalked me on all my social media and shit. I just had a situation recently with the stalker that I addressed him in person at one of my shows, at one of my open mics, because he showed up unannounced. And he kept showing up, and now he's performing, and he's really, I'm not gonna trash him, because he's probably gonna watch this and probably gonna try to stab me or something. But I went up to him, I was like, hey, so is this like your passion now? You just happen to find out about this, right? This thing that's like an hour away from you just happen to find out about this at the same time I did, right? That's what happened. Sure, we'll go with that. But this is your passion. That's why you love this so much now. And he's like, yeah, I got up there, I fucking did my thing. I didn't give a shit what people thought. If it was good or bad, I don't give a shit. And I was like, I just reached out with my hand, and he was like, taking it back. He didn't expect me to reach out to him in that moment. He thought he was saying something like, I didn't give two fucks if people join it or not. And I was just like, and he met me. We shook hands, and I was like, congratulations, good for you, man. Keep it up. It's rough. This is like and the whole time he's shaking my hand, and his grip is getting tighter and tighter. And about like a minute into the handshake, I was like, you can let go of my hand. I said that shit out loud. That's how fucking weird this guy is, right? It's like, fuck me, man. This dude is gonna just shoot everybody if I don't figure out a way to resolve this. That's what's going through my head. And like, he was school shooter material if I've ever seen.
See, I've only had one.
I'd show you a picture. I'll show you a picture of somebody who looks like him so you get an idea. But I'm not ever looking for pictures, nothing, because that would require me going into chats that I don't want to reopen, and I don't want to give him a leg to communicate, nothing. He's already found a way to stalk my social media when I have him blocked on everything, so I don't want to entertain it any further. Like I said, there's just a chance he'll probably see this. I don't give a fuck. If you're seeing this, I hope you take this as a message that I don't want to speak to you, really, in any capacity, but except for the one that I just did in person. I hope you take it seriously, that this isn't just a way to get to me. And I wish you the best of luck, like I did in person when you shook my hand for too long, because you don't understand social cues, because you're like autistic or something. But other than that, I wish you the best of luck. I told him, I said, it's a small bubble, this circuit. We're going to see each other a lot if you keep this up. And sure enough, I looked at the list. He's performing in Woodbridge again on Tuesday. I'm not on that list. I'll probably go because I want to get on the list next week, and you have to go to get on the lineup the following week. So I'll probably go see how badly he does. Word was he did very badly the last time, which made me laugh, because it's not for everybody, especially not for this person, because they're, like I said, like basically just like straight up autistic. Anyways, there's that. I'm kind of going on a tangent here, but a lot of shit happened at once. Like, everything's hitting like this fever pitch for me right now, and I'm not sleeping.
Car crash, you get hit in the front and you ram into the back.
Yeah.
And another one comes and it's like bow, bow, bow.
If I die in the next like week, it could be for any number of reasons. But most likely that this motherfucker has stabbed me in the throat and shot me and shot my nuts off at the same time. Like you said about the car crash.
Ride from L&C Hive. We got it. We need a name for our fans. The
L&C Bees.
The L&C Bees. If Christian dies, we got to ride for him. We got to kill anyone he's ever did.
My L&C men.
What about the women?
Go our shoot forth, my L&C men. Permeate the egg.
Oh, shit, boy. Oh my god.
I don't fucking know. I'm like delirious right now. I'm so tired. Yeah.
working.
Starting tonight, if this never happens again, it's because I either crashed on my way to Fairfax. I may have been run off the road by this maniac. God may have struck me down by way of vinyl chloride explosion triggered by lightning. Who knows? At this point, anything's possible. All I know is that God loves me and that we have quite a week ahead of us.
Indeed.
I was just saying, so he's moving, Matt is moving, and it's sad, but it's good. So that was one instance of somebody who's stalking me. I've experienced that twofold, two people stalking me, one that I didn't know about, heard about from other people until I got confronted by them. And then this recent one was freaky because I had no idea what was going on until I see this person with my boyfriend there. I see this person in the same room and I was like, oh fuck, here we go. Some shit's about to go down. I let him know immediately. I let the organizer of the event know immediately. He was a fucking champ. He went and stood by that guy's table to make sure he didn't get up and do anything stupid during my set. And he played it cool. And he's been cool about it ever since. And then I had to squash it when he showed up again. That's when I went up to him, shook his hand and all that. And I was like, I just want to clear the air because I'm not going to lie, you freaked me out the first time I saw you here. I don't care why you were here. I don't need to know. But, man, I'm doing this to clear the air, congratulate you so we can move on because we're going to see each other if you keep this up. There's just no two ways about it. I've been in one where they just start crying, bawling. It was at their house when this happened. I broke up with this person. It was at their house. Figured that would be the safest place to do it because then I could leave them there and they wouldn't do anything rash, or at least that wouldn't be, it would be out of my control then because I left them in a safe place with their family, right?
Yep. Yeah.
And it was just like wailing, crying, snot everywhere. This person was a mess. And then in that same week they shaved their whole head, the whole thing. It was wild. And now I've experienced it on the end of being broken up with twice. The extreme version, being with someone for several years, being broken up with via text, completely losing my mind, spiraling. And then right after that, being broken up with in the sweetest, kindest, most considerate way possible, with months of planning in advance notice, everything. And it's I've seen the world. I'm wiser beyond my years now. I know what everyone's ever been through in their life. I know life, death, and everything in between. Now that I've seen every possible outcome of a relationship's end. You've seen your share of shit too, and I have the vicarious knowledge of all my friends' crazy ass situations to boot. So I think I'm good now. I think I'm ready to go out in the world and just piss on everybody.
That sounds about right. Nah, yeah. If I had all of your knowledge, I'd probably just hide from everyone. Probably hide from. I worry that people stalk me, but I don't have proof that people stalk me. I think people are stalking me.
I have proof in that these people made it very clear they showed up.
If I had proof, son, I'd lose it. I'd have to do something. I'd have to.
I'm just what can I stay ready. That's the only reason why I don't do pull-ups to keep my to keep in shape, to look good. No, I just look freakier. I look more and more like Joe Pesci with big arms.
Oh my God.
Like some fucking
tingle on me.
I keep a nice sloppy gut, but I get nice big old arms, so people know when I wear a small shirt, they know that I'm prepared to defend myself.
Do
I have
the
a joke.
King K. Rool, do
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'll fucking put you in the ground and I'll crush your face with my foot if I have to. But
when
there's
you
a
try
joke.
to hit me off block with my gut.
There's a joke that I'm trying to figure out, and it's like dating for gay people is a lot like dating for like hetero people, you know. Except there's the one difference is that for gay men in particular, they both know that if it comes down to it, that they're prepared to fight each other to the death if necessary. That's the only difference. A man and a woman, they know there's just a dynamic where like one of them's not getting out. Two women, they're just gonna scissor and make up or whatever, and that's gonna be okay for them. But two guys, they know if it gets hairy, they're looking for weapons. They're looking for whatever. But in the end, it's gonna be a melee, hand-to-hand combat to the death,
Oh my
if
god.
need be.
Oh my god.
Because these are two weapons coming together.
Woo! I just had an idea. We could make like a Scott Pilgrim remake of all of your evil
No, for
exes.
real, exactly. That's what was so unrealistic about that movie is that okay, all these women are doing this, sure. This is a guy going through his gay love interests for sure.
Shit, somebody hit us up. This is genius. This is the 2023 version of Scott Pilgrim. This is genius. How fun. Y'all gotta hop on this. Where's our funding? Where is it? We've already said it. Where the fuck's our funding? I gotta be in the movie. He's not doing it if I'm not in there.
You can be my
And I gotta
coach.
be a main part,
You can be
not
my
an
boxing
extra. I gotta
coach.
be in there all the time.
You can be my wise janitor that has a bunch of proverbs for me. You know, like the mystical black man in every one of these movies. Like, hey,
Like,
you know, my granddaddy always told me that when the going gets tough, go for the low blow. Go for the throat.
That's why I got this mouth for.
When the going gets tough, throat punch that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Throat punch the shit out that bitch. I'd be like, Mr. Taylor. Mr. Taylor, I never expected you to say something like that. I'd be like, well, you don't expect a lot of things, but I'll tell you what, son. God loves you. And then you disappear in the dust. Like, boy, that Mr. Taylor sure was wise.
And then there's a student named God, and that's who you end up with at the end of the movie.
Like, wait, he was right in front of me the whole time.
His name is Gold, but I've been
Gold.
saying it wrong. It's spelled
It's
like
J-O-D, but with like the two little dots over it, whatever.
Yeah, it's got the little shit over it. And then you see me like talking to like a student in like various scenes, and I'm like, I don't know. I told him, but like I don't know what he's doing.
Yeah. Like, I don't know why he's taking so long. It's like, fucking explain this shit.
I keep telling him, but like, oh,
you're like talking to God off on the side. I kick myself because I didn't tell him just to give you his number or something. There's another joke I have that I'm working on too. It's a whole setup of like, okay, so he texts me that he's dying mentally and physically, and that he can't be with me anymore, and that God loves me. And in my head, I'm shocked. You know, I'm just like, what do I say? What do I do? And then who the fuck is this God guy? Okay, hello. What's the dick situation looking like? Is he
hungry? Like, what's up?
Can I get a number? How are we gonna get in touch?
What's up? Like,
is this like a meet
I
cute?
didn't know I had a secret admirer, but
yeah. So it's nice of him to hook me up with someone in our last exchange.
While he's dying physically and mentally, so
Yeah.
I guess he's brain dead. He's been going through things, and he never told me because he cared. That's so kind of him
In
to
my head,
make
I'm
sure
like,
that
is this somebody you've been with? So do you have experience? Is this?
did you test drive the car
Yeah,
before you
exactly. Do you have prior knowledge? Are you setting me up with somebody that you have
are
verified
you a previous
is a good
owner?
time?
Is this a hand me down?
Yeah. No, I have a feeling God's having his way with him right now. As a matter of fact, all those women flailing on the ground, that's what he does every night when he fingers himself. When he stimulates his prostate, it's God doing that for him. Definitely not himself. He's definitely not acting on his gay impulses as a homosexual. It's God doing that for him. It's God only allowing him to come by stimulating his prostate. It's God that prevents him from coming any other way. That he needs an 8-inch pleasure toy to ejaculate. That's God's will. Praise be to thy name in heaven above. He wouldn't have it any other way.
Oh, shit.
And then it's weird. And I know he's having so much fun because it's been snowing lately. And that's just God's come. When it travels that far, it actually freezes.
That was a good one.
It actually freezes and solidifies.
Oh my, it does freeze.
And pleasure
shit.
it graces us in the presence of snow.
Damn.
The more you know. It's been uncharacteristically snowing lately. It's really odd. Like it'll be like totally sunny out. And be like, is it raining? And I'm like, no, this rain's really fucking slow.
Ooh.
Like this some short bus ass rain going on here that it's taking this long. That it is this delayed.
Don't rush the rain. It's taking its time.
But then you realize it's snow. Like this is just snowfall in the broad daylight right now. Okay. Work, queen. That's what I call God because she's non-binary.
What you mean they're
non-binary?
Ooh.
They're fluid.
Ooh.
Pardon me.
This guy here. Come
on.
on.
They're fluid.
Get your pronouns up, guy. fucking bigots.
I want to clarify just real quick. If anyone ever sees this, I'm not bigoted. I care about pronouns. I care about all of that. I do. As a gay man, I really do. This isn't a bit. This isn't a joke. I just I'm stupid as fuck. And
oh my God.
And as a consequence of that condition that I suffer from, I'm going to get some shit wrong sometimes. And I'm going to laugh it off when that happens. I'm going to chuckle because I realize I got that shit so wrong. And it's funny to think of how dumb I am in the moment that I got that shit wrong. And I hope you'll forgive me and you'll allow me to continue to learn this shit along with you all and get it right. But it's funny to me every time I like stumble over some shit that's not like the hardest thing in the world, but it's not obviously the most apparent thing to me all the time. Like I'm a very surface level individual when it comes to gender and all that. I kind of just go off what I see, and I have to train myself when I see somebody who looks a little ambiguous to kind of pause and maybe not rush to assumptions. And yeah, but it is fun. It's something that's funny to me when I get it wrong because I'm like, what an idiot I am.
So that we do decent.
Yeah. So anyways,
I'd be like,
I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing for the sake of upsetting people and like as like a fuck you, I got it wrong. It doesn't matter to me. I'm more so laughing at like, fuck, this is embarrassing for me. I'm such a fucking dumbass. Whatever, moving on. I'll try to get it right going forward.
That's all I can do. That's all we can do.
That's all I can do. I'm not going to stop things down and get pissed at myself. No, it comes out in the form of laughter.
You know the motherfuckers that don't care.
Yeah.
You know who they are.
They're on the news. I can say my pronouns are My pronouns are kiss my ass. My pronouns are suck my white male dick and balls at once. Get the whole thing in there. Get them all the way I like it. The way me mom used to do for me.
No.
The way cousin Tisha does it.
No.
The way cousin Susan cups my testes and fits that whole shaft down in there, in her throat. That's my pronouns. So you better get that right every time. Do not paraphrase.